Good morning, afternoon, and night to everybody out there. This is Sage, and this is the review for the Galaxy Player 70. I can already tell that everybody in the comments is going to be asking, what is that? Now, let me explain. I am a tech enthusiast, and I'm always looking for the latest in video capture technology. So this is an iPhone 4 hanging over to a book, which it's taped to, which is affixed to an old desktop tower. Yes, very high tech, I know. Anyhow, let's continue with the review. First, let's go over the hardware. The Galaxy Player 70, or Galaxy S Wi-Fi 5.0, as it's going to be known in the States. This is the Korean version. It has a 5-inch diagonal TFT LCD display with a resolution of 480 by 800. That's WVGA. Now, let's take a look. On the back here, we have a 5-megapixel sensor with LED flash, stereo speakers. On the top here, we can see the micro SD card slot, and what's this right here? A lot of you outside of Korea will not be familiar with what this is, and I will tell you later. Now, on the side, we have our pretty standard volume rocker and on and off switch. On the bottom, we have HDMI out, mini USB, microphone, and 3.5mm headset jack. Okay, great. All right. At the bottom, we have our 2 capacitive buttons and our 1 physical button. Now, let's take a look at the operating system itself. Let me turn off the light here. Now, the Galaxy Player 70 is running a skinned version of Froyo 2.0, Froyo, which is Android 2.2, and that skin is the Sense UI that Samsung seems to slap on all of their products. Now, I am not that familiar with any Android handsets or really the operating system itself. I'm much more familiar with iOS, so in terms of the operating system, I cannot tell you that much, aside from, yes, obviously it supports widgets and looks a whole lot like iOS. Has a nice little drop-down menu where you can turn on your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, mute, and turn off the accelerometer for the auto rotation. Let's see, let's talk a little bit about the display. Like I said, it is a TFT LCD at 480 by 800, and it's actually quite impressive in terms of LCD, as far as LCD goes. Samsung has long been known for the prowess of their AMOLED displays, and they really don't disappoint too much in terms of this LCD either. Let's take a quick look at some photos. Let's see, where do we go? Here we go. Take a look at the gallery. Oh, by the way, this is running on a 1 gigahertz processor. It's very snappy. Has, I believe, 12 megs of RAM. But like I said, the display is actually very nice. Very snappy response. I can't tell if you can, if this really translates, especially on an iPhone 4 sensor. But this really looks quite good. Let's take a look at one of the videos. Let's go back here. There we go. And the stereo sound really isn't bad either. Nice little effect there. Now the blacks are actually pretty dark, and the colors are quite vibrant. A lot of people would worry about, on a screen this small, the pixel density. But when you're viewing photos and video, it's not really a problem. I will say, however, that when you're reading really small text, you will notice it, especially if you're used to the larger iPhone 4 Retina display, well, a higher density Retina display. Speaking of text, let's go and take a look at the internet. Take a look at the browser. So now we're going to, actually, let's see. Let's take a look at everybody's. I don't know if it's their favorite text site, but it's the one we always go to. Yes, Engadget. Okay. So this is obviously a default to the mobile page. And I have opened this before. So everything has been preloaded, but it still just comes up really nicely, very, very quickly. The browser works very nicely, very snappy. That 1 gigahertz processor really does the trick. It's not as fast as, obviously, the newer dual-core models are certainly not as fast as the newest Galaxy S2, which I've had the pleasure of testing out. But it is no slouch. Let's take a look at one of these documents. I have not clicked on this link before, so let's see how fastly this comes up. Now this is obviously, well, there you go. Very nice. Running on my personal Wi-Fi I have here in the house. Okay, so it's quite nice. Now the one thing I will complain about is here in Korea, a lot of the cell phones, whenever you turn them over to English, they do not have predictive text, and this is the case here. It's funny, with the web browser we do, but if you want to order, if you want to type anything out on your Gmail account, it will not offer predictive text, so you have to be very careful. Now let's take a look at the little thing I showed you earlier, the antenna. I'm going to pull the antenna out. I know you can't see it, but I am pulling it out. Nobody laugh. Okay, here we go. So antenna is out. There we go, accelerometer is working. So let's look and open up the TV. Now Seoul has what's called DMB, and that you can pretty much watch mobile TV everywhere, and it's awesome. Unfortunately, where I am, I have a very weak signal. This does not run on Wi-Fi. This is running just off the antenna over the air. So you can really get it anywhere except for my house, especially on the subway. It's really quite nice. Let's try, and you have all these fantastic options. Is this focusing? Okay, there we go. You can capture, you can record, you can sleep, you can do all sorts of fun little things. Actually, I believe there's also a radio option. Let's take a look at that. If it'll rotate back, please. Well, it's not wanting to work for me. Okay. Anyhow, let's take a look at those at apps, which the thing that everybody likes to play around with. Duh. Okay, here we go. So obviously I'm going to load up Angry Birds. Loads up very quickly, almost instantaneously. That is really, really nice. Well, at least it got to the start screen quickly. Okay. All right. So let's play some Angry Birds. I'm very bad at this. Please, nobody laugh. I really hope this is focusing. Okay. Oh no, that's typical. Blow up, right? There we go. Okay. Anyhow, very responsive. Works very, very well in terms of fun little device to play games on. Now we're running a little bit long, so I'm going to hurry up and actually wrap this up. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our review of the Galaxy Player 70. If you have any questions or if I've made any mistakes, please don't hesitate to comment down below in the, well, obviously the comments. Well, thank you very much, and everyone have a good morning, afternoon, or night. Bye-bye.